Sacred space is an intentional protective barrier that you would call in, whether you have guardians or you work with ancestors or energetic entity beings that are there for your highest good, your highest protection. They're there to support you and guard you and guide you. Sacred space is essentially you putting out the request to the universe that you have a sphere or impenetrable bubble around you while you do your work. And what's beautiful about this space is that you can expand it beyond yourself. You can expand it into the room you're in. You can expand it over your children, your family, your home, your community, your neighborhood. One practice that I absolutely have been learning to harness is I call it the nuclear blast. It's like a horizon blast from the center of my heart that is coding as far as I can fathom with this dome that goes underground, this protective sphere. Why do you need sacred space? Because there's a lot of shit out there that is not benevolent and there for your best interest. We are working in a field of unknown. Nobody actually really knows what is beyond the veil of our comprehensive reality. I would say there are some very, very powerful medicine women, some psychic healers that have been able to glimpse through that field. But for myself, I don't have that kind of vision. But I have been able to see in the three-dimensional realm when something has put enough energy into its force that it becomes visible. I have literally been in presence with, and it's not like you see a ghost. It's, or at least for me, I mean, it could be anything. For me, it's been two different physical manifestations. One, it was like sparks of fire that were from basically my shoulders all the way cascading around me and about 5 to 10 feet, like expanded. It was just like when you have too much sparks in a really burning bonfire and the little sparks of fire start burning out. And the feeling that comes with it is the most sinking gut feeling that when something really tragic or terrible or you know something's coming, like that gut sick feeling, it is an overwhelming feeling like that where the inside of your bones feel cold and everything feels like it's dying. So that's fun. There's that. And so when you create a protective barrier, this actually creates almost like a protective sphere around you from the entities that are absolutely wanting their way in when you're working these spaces. So there are protocols, and it is intention. Yes, you can smudge and burn sage, but there are very specific steps in order for you to fully attune to that frequency of what you're putting out. It is the manifestation of that moment of what you're pushing forward. So I consecrate the ground and the areas and spaces I work in when I'm doing sacred work. So I use Forged and Wild consecration spray, which is the like potent home batch version of Florida water. Every single herb that's in it has been chosen because of its spiritual and energetic properties for protection, for dispelling, for energetically working with the energies that you don't know and that you don't want to welcome in. And so once I consecrate the area that I'm going to work in, then I begin to center myself into an embodiment practice where I take my breath and I travel all the way into my body so that I'm directly connected from my feet into the earth, into Mother Earth's loving energy. And then I feel the connection from the top of my head to Father Creator's loving energy. And I allow both of those forces to come inward down my spinal cord and allow my spinal cord to hollow and fully empty out so that all I am channeling is those energies. And then from there, I begin my prayer circle. So I follow the medicine wheel teachings of the Shamanic Yoga Institute and how they were taught to my mentors and teachers from the Peruvian Q'ero Shamanic Andean mountain shamanism. And this lineage of the Q'ero has been passed down since time immemorial through oral translation. And it is an honor and a privilege to have these teachings. And we pray to the archetypes of each of the four directions, to Mother Earth and to Creator, Sky, Star Nations, Mama Kia, Grandmother Moon, to the Akashic Records, to the universal consciousness, to the collective of all energy. And so once I spend a moment in each direction and I face each, I consecrate each as I go in, then my hands go to the earth, my hands go to the sky, and then I am in the center of the wheel. And once I have that center, I begin generating heat by rubbing my hands together, and I take my hands above my head and I open a wiracocha. And that comes all the way around my light body. It's like a diamond of light. And I connect it all the way to the earth. And in that space, and then anyone I'm working with, if I'm in a circle, I'll have everyone perform a wiracocha on themselves. Or if I'm working on a client, I will do one for my client, and then I'll do one for myself. And then I will do one for the entire room or the home if there's people in it. Because this is an area that we don't fuck around.